So we're here on day 2 of the build of the 5-inch Maxitrak wren. We got some lovely British weather, but nothing better to do on a wet day than build a steam loco.
Yeah. So we've had a bit of a tidy up, and I've concentrated all the screws, and they're different types in different bags. So we've got countersunk hexagon head socket cap. These are nuts. These are washers and wood screws.
O-rings in there.
The O-rings are up this end, I think.
Okay.
We've got
washers and O-rings. Yeah.
All in a separate pack. And these are all the really small screws of one sort or another. So we'll have to see how we go with those.
Okay.
And we're on
page 6, aren't we?
Page 6.
Yes.
Front buffer beam.
Yep.
And there's a definite sequence for this because we've got the wooden block buffers. And they go on the front of the buffer beam, but before they go on, we've got to put the countersink screws in to hold the buffer beam onto the chassis. So there's the block buffers.
Very nice, aren't they?
Yeah. All pre-drilled.
I see, all pre-drilled.
Yeah, but before we go ahead with those, we'll pop the brackets on the back.
Okay.
So they're going that way up with the countersunk screws, which are in this pack.
Because we're a day later, I think all the silicon's going to have gone off nice and hard as well, so good.
Yeah, so there's a little Astor pack of screws, all numbered up. We know where to go with them, and we need 10 of those. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And there's still some spares.
You've got wood screws here, but also a little countersunk. So when you look on the back, 1, 2, 3 wood screws, and then one of them that's countersunk.
Yeah, and we've already put these screws in to get the angles, because once the wooden block buffers are on, you can't touch those. So make sure they're good and tight. And then you can line up the wood screws in the back, and the lubricator also goes on here. Okay, those are on. Now there are some sheets to go on the front with even smaller screws, which we need to find.
It's a good idea to use a bit of the foam packing so you can stop this thing moving about while you're doing this. These are very small wood screws, but they're going into a hardwood, so it's just going to use a power driver. Don't go too crazy with it. So I've kind of mocked up the lubricator here. It's quite easy to follow on the drawings. You put this little brass bush into here, and then you've got the adjustment needle. I've got to add the O-ring and the lock nut, then I can screw the little adjustment handle into position. I've got to pop an O-ring onto here, and then it goes on the rear buffer beam.
Yeah, so the back of the buffer beam has the 2 screws for mounting the lubricator once it's assembled, like so. Right, there's the lubricator going on the inside of the front buffer beam. And then we're ready to mount on the chassis. So we stood the frame down on the floor so we can get the front buffer beam in. It's quite a tight fit. You've got to tighten all those screws underneath the block buffers before it goes in.
Yeah, and what I found was, just give it a little bit of a squeeze, pop that on.
Right.
And then when you put it back on the bench, be careful that it doesn't fall off.
Just got to get those front screws in then.
Yep.
Just running the nuts up on the chassis.
They're definitely not nuts.
No, bolts.
Yeah, so nice, everything fits so nicely. You don't have to clear the threads or anything, they just go straight in.
And we should have an oil pipe to go between those two.
Excellent. So that concludes page 6. On to page 7. So on to page 7, we're going to put the saddle into place. We've got the little pipe from the lubricator. We've just moved this main steam pipe back to make it a bit easier to screw it in.
Yeah, get it started. There we go.
And once the pipe's screwed into position, it's short enough. Straighten it back up to the lubricator.
Squeeze the lubricator over a touch.
Just get that pipe in position. That's it.
Can be a little bit of a struggle to get these to line up exactly.
It's a little bit of faffing around to try and get this lubricator in the right position, but don't forget, it is on these brackets.
Yeah, it's flexible.
So it is movable.
And the pipe is flexible as well.
So if I pull the lubricator over for you, and hopefully Andy can get that end on.
So I've had to do a little bit of realigning to get this pipe to go on nicely. But because the lubricator's on those 2 mounting brackets, you can move it around to get it to the right spot. And put just a little bend in that copper pipe. So that's all set now.
Excellent. Okie dokie. I think we're on with the saddle.
So the saddle's got a cut out at the front to go over this pipe, and this ridge goes at the front as well. So when it's in there, all we've got to do is put the mounting bolts in. Let's have a look at those. These are the hexagon M4x8s again.
Nice and fiddly getting past that cylinder, isn't it? There we go.
Yeah, that's it started.
Excellent.
We put them all in finger tight and then tighten it up once they're all in situ. They're not so easy to access, these bolt heads, but you can do it with a little open ender.
Okay, so we're on to page 8, and it is the bunker back, lever latch, and all the reverser. So
yeah, we've got to assemble the reversing lever and then mount it on the bunker back before we can set the valves.
oh, I see. Look at all those bits. Excellent.
So that's the bunker back, which will bolt onto the footplate like so, and then the reversing mechanism is all on the back here.
Okay. So there's quite a lot of different nuts and bolts here and spacers. You've got to take your time with this one and make sure you get the right thing in the right place. But we've got all the nuts and bolts that are listed. Andy's going to start, I think, by putting together the latch and the handle.
Yes, we've got the lever itself, the latch, and the trigger that goes into the ratchet. We'll start by just mounting the trigger. this needs to be tight enough to hold it in place, but allow the trigger to move up and down. So it looks like it's probably got a lock nut on the back. Yeah, there's a 3mm lock nut goes on the back there.
Okay.
Which will be that one.
I don't think that is a lock nut, that's a
It's
standard
a normal
nut.
nut, isn't it?
Standard
Okay,
nut.
that one. Pop him on the back. So that can be adjusted to allow the latch to move up and down, the trigger rather. And there's the latch, goes in there. So we'll start off with that one which has the M2x10.
M2x10. That's that
Which
one.
is this one.
We've got some tiny little M2 nuts here as well. Try not to lose any of them.
Okay. Right, so that's in.
There's your M2 nuts.
And a nut on the top. And then the 12mm, M2x12 goes through here. And it also has to catch the spring. Wherever it's got to.
Here it is.
There it is, right.
You get that one?
Yeah, M2x12. He's going to go through. Let's go through the spring first. And through the latch. I think that needs a nut runner on it.
Okay,
So a
no
little bit
worries.
tight there. So that's that part screwed together. These will need a little spot of sealant on them because they don't want to be really tight, it's still got to move. And then the spring is latched into the little hole there. Need to do that with a pair of pliers. There we go. Now that should spring into position.
Excellent.
So now we're going to mount the reversing lever on the back of the bunker, and we've got various holes here for it to go into. And there's some spacers, so we've got to get the spacers in the right order, like so.
Got that the wrong way around, Mr. P.
Yeah, that's got
That's
to
gotta
come
go
that
that
way,
way.
hasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, so all the pins
That's
don't
it.
stick out. And then this one actually threads in. There we go. And it has a lock nut on the other side. I don't think that's threaded in far enough yet.
Doesn't have a lock nut. Just
Just
screws
does
up.
up tight,
Yeah,
does it?
screws up
Okay.
against that plate nice and tight.
There we go then. So that's that, and then we've got the ratchet part that goes here. So we've got that one on the outside, we've got another keep on the inside, and the spacers that go between these two. And they've got these long 3mm bolts holding it all together. So we'll go through that one, and then right through the bunker. Run a nut on the inside.
Yeah, that's got the little nut on it.
Yeah. I've got him started. There he goes. Get the lever back in place. And we'll do the second one.
Nice and fiddly.
Yes.
That works quite nice.
Through there, through there, through there. Right through the other side. There's the last. Oh, that was a bit easier to get to. Right, we'll tension all these nuts up, and there's the reversing lever dropping into the notches nicely. So we fitted the reach rod, and that's retained with these tiny split pins. And just open him up a little bit. And we can get this assembly onto the chassis, and then we can look at setting the valves. Right, there's another little split pin to go in there.
Yeah, I see that one.
And I'll just put a bolt in to hold the bunker on the chassis.
Okay, doke. I'll get that split pin in. It's a nice mechanism, isn't it? I suppose with all this in position, the next big job is to set the valves.
Yeah, that's right.